Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live, and today, this morning, we are going to talk about the power of persistence. Um, sports really does imitate life in a lot of different ways, and if we're talking about the power of persistence, you know, it's pretty easy to look at, let's say, Sam Darnold, right? Guy was on 5 teams in the last 6 years or 7 years. He was a first round bust, and he just what?
But was he a bust?
I mean, for the Jets, he definitely was.
Oh, sure.
I was a Jets fan. As a Jets fan, he's definitely a bust. And now he won the Super Bowl. So it just goes to show you: keep pushing, don't give up on your dreams. Bad things are gonna happen. Have faith in God and just keep moving forward. And a lot of the good things work out. Now, like, how many times can this be relatable in your life? What was something that stopped you at first or was very challenging, but you stayed with it, and eventually, you got it, because that's usually how it works, right? You got to find enough ways how not to do the thing until you figure out how to actually get it done, and then you just stick with it. Dave, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, man, and to go back to Sam Darnold, and even the Jets, right? Like I think of, could it be the Jets, right? Because Christian Hackenberg, really top prospect out of Penn State, like when he went to the Jets, and he didn't have such a great career either. But you look at somebody like Sam Darnold, and I didn't forget Sam Darnold because I remember when, looking back to Sam Darnold, he played for USC, right? He was a Heisman kind of hopeful at that time.
No, I don't think he played for USC.
Oh yeah, dude, he was big time for USC. The crazy thing for USC is he was recruited as a linebacker. So
Really?
yeah. So talk about this guy. The thing I've always noticed about Sam Darnold over the years, and why you just see he's very stoic, right? He doesn't say a lot. He gave a very good interview last night. He's like, "Hey, I don't get emotional." He's like, "But my parents told me, like, hey, stick with it. You know what you're capable of. You're a leader. You put in all the work since you were a kid to go to USC, and now you've made it to this point through the journey of the 5 or 6 teams." So the fact that he was actually in, a lot of people think this is his first Super Bowl. He was actually in the Super Bowl with the Niners as Brock Purdy's backup. So he had the experience with that. He started really rolling Minnesota last year, and they just cut him and let him go. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so the thing like with Sam Darnold, and I noticed that when in the Rose Bowl when they played Penn State, I was like, Penn State's going to come out. Saquon Barkley's going to run all over him. This guy balled out at the end there, and I actually had a lot of respect for him, for that point in time, because typical USC guys, right? They talk trash, they have this Hollywood swagger about them, but he's not that guy at all. When I said one day, this guy, when he gets to the NFL, he's hopefully going to have a good career. Hopefully, he will turn the Jets around. But I think that's also very interesting. The only person that was drafted ahead of him was Baker Mayfield. And then he
Mm-hmm.
had Josh Allen. And then he had Lamar Jackson in the same draft class, right? And guess what? He's the only one out of all of them with a Super Bowl in 8 years, right? It took him 8 years
Yeah.
to get here in 5 or 6 teams, man. And, I watched that interview last night. Like some of his interviews, man, the guy didn't quit. But you look at the play on the field. There's an interesting stat, right? When you put the ball in a quarterback's hands, especially in a big time stage, was it the greatest game? No, it wasn't. Was it high scoring? Well, it did at the end there with turnovers, right? That defense is ridiculous. But the most interesting stat, and this usually falls 99.9% on the quarterback. Seattle had 0 turnovers in the entire playoffs, all the way to the Super Bowl. So that guy, he just bought in. His team rallied around him. A lot of guys talking this week, hey man, don't write Sam off, right? Sam is not the guy you think he is. He's a baller. And that guy came out, man, and they did their job and they won handedly.
100%, dude. 100%. And that's just because he never gave up. He kept working, kept mastering his craft, kept finding the right fit, and
Yeah.
then finally got it done. But think about it: how many things in your life are you that committed to, right? What are you that committed to with inside your family? What are you that committed to with your fitness? What are you that committed to in your faith? What are you that committed to with your company, or your team, right? what is it that is driving you? And do you have what it takes to deal with the ups and downs? Because those ups and downs never stop, right? Everyone thinks that, success is one destination or one goal. And like, it's very clear. It's very easy to see like, hey, the Super Bowl, the combination of all those culmination of all those things. Right. But we don't have a Super Bowl every year. What do we have? We have our family, we have our fitness, we have our faith, we have our finances. Okay. And we have to understand that there's always going to be these ups and downs, but it's really just the journey we're on, the path that we're on, and just keep, moving forward one foot after the other. It doesn't stop. Some days are harder than others,
Yeah.
right? Some days are easier, but it doesn't. Job still got to get done. You still got to get done what you need to do and push forward. What thoughts on that, Dave?
Yeah, like you just said right there, like Kobe Bryant, job's not finished, right? That. What are you willing time wise? I mean, you have to be willing time wise, right? Like that chapter of his life took 8 years, right? Like that portion of it. And I think with everything you're saying, like with all the tangibles, all the habits, everything that you're willing to put in, the ups and downs, it's going to take time too. That roller coaster right now, dictated inputs and outputs on certain time for certain things, right? But some things, again, you only can control what you can control, and everything else you put in God's hands, man, and that's it. And you just keep going at it. And he took that for 8 years, man. So just understand, anything worth anything is going to take time, and you continuously have to put that time in and take the beatings.
Yeah.
What does that feel like, man? If you go through all those losses for that year, and now one time, like you're at that pinnacle, and the NFL special like that, you're a Super Bowl winning quarterback, like that's a big deal. Even if you're like Trent Dilfer or even Joe Flacco, like that's a big deal. You'll always be remembered as that. You might not be a Hall of Famer, but you'll always be remembered as that.
Yep. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, man. Got anything else on that, man?
No. I think it's a great success story. I think it gives everyone a reminder to just hang in there, stay with it. He had to find five places that weren't a fit before he found a place that was a fit, and he won a Super Bowl. So
yeah, and he was a backup at most of those other places. When he went to Carolina, especially when he went to San Francisco, so he was kind of already written off.
Yeah, which is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Well, good stuff, guys. Do us a favor, share this with someone that needs to hear it, and we will catch you Friday on Financial Fitness Friday. Take care and have a great start to your week.
Be great, y'all.